You are listening to the Culinary Courtesan, the edutainment podcast about lifestyle, wine, and spirits. Hosted by Yolanda Shoshana. Let's get this party started. Hey, it is Yolanda Shoshana. Thanks so much for tuning in to the Culinary Courtesan. This podcast is all about helping you live life through your senses. Hey! So, for the past few weeks, I've been eating and drinking like a queen. If you follow me on other platforms, you've probably noticed some of my yummy adventures, from the fabulous wine lunches and dinners to some really cute winemakers lately, to scotch tasting, St. Germain summer solstice party, which was fabulous, flowers everywhere, and Bar Convent was in town in Brooklyn. That was a great time. It's a large trade show for people in the booze biz. Started in Berlin and back in Brooklyn for the second time, and loved it. And last but not least, last week was the Fancy Food Show, which is what I'd like to focus on today. The Fancy Food Show is a great show if you are in the food biz or a foodie, you write about food. It is the largest specialty food show in the country. They do it twice a year, once in New York City at the Javits Center, and then they do it in the winter time in San Francisco. Great for networking and just trying new things, which is what I love to do. It can be overwhelming though, because there's lots of food. I had a list, but it was hard to stick to that list because all of a sudden you're like, oh, look, chocolate from Egypt, or oh, look, olive oil from here, there. It's just, you want to try everything and it's nearly impossible. And then people are inviting you to their booth or inviting you to a party away from the center. So it's a lot going on. So it's a lot of stimulation, which is fabulous, but you got to go kind of ready and kind of have an agenda, or the show will take you out, because the Javits Center is no joke to walk around, but you have 3 days to do it. I kind of went a day and a half because I had other stuff going on. But I want to focus on some things that stood out, some products that I loved, some things that'll help you, I believe, with your culinary game as well. Because if you're like me, I'm always looking for some fabulous things to add to my kitchen. And some of these things you may know about or you've forgotten about. That's what I love about the show. The Fancy Food Show has new products, people looking to come to the country, looking for that importer, or it's old school stuff that just wants to remind you that, hey, we're still here and they have some new products. So the first thing I want to tell you about is truffles. As you may know, I love me some truffles. Truffle oil, truffle salt, truffle on my pasta, whatever. Just give me truffles all day, any day, all the time. I think it's some of the sexiest shit around. I like white and black truffle. But I spent some time at the Sabatino Truffle booth. They have this truffle zest that is out of this effing world. And I found out today that Oprah loves it too, because Oprah's got good taste, right? But this truffle zest is far more affordable than you think it would be. Now, it's like a seasoning, and it has low sodium. So if you are looking out on your salt content, this is low sodium. But you can put the zest on your pizza, pasta, potatoes, and my favorite, potato chips. They had some of the zest on potato chips in the booth. I almost grabbed the bowl and ran. I'm going to so do that because I love truffle chips, and sometimes they're a little pricey, but now I can just get a nice bag of fabulous kettle chips and put the zest on, and voila! Let me tell you something. This truffle zest is only like $14.99. Yeah, what did I say? $14.99. So if you like truffle, this zest is for you, because that means you can just whip it out anytime. And it's made with black summer truffles. So just so wonderful. But I love me some Sabatino. Then, okay, Martinelli's, that apple juice. Now, y'all know I love this apple juice. I put this apple juice in flutes when I'm not drinking. It makes me still feel like I'm having something a little fabulous. They have a new product that had me beside myself. So Martinelli's is coming out with a product called Sparkling Blush. They've taken their sparkling apple juice and put in a touch of raspberry, and I'm telling you, it's like a non-alcoholic rosé. It is delicious. I took 2. Because at one point I just decided that, okay, I didn't want to have any more alcohol during the show. I wanted to walk around with this blush. It was such a great way to experience other food. I had it with some cheese. I had it with some meats. It's so good. I believe it's out. If not, it should be out any second. But it's the Sparkling Blush by Martinelli's. Just to die for. And then I'm going to take you to another thing, and most people know this already, but it's the Lorena lemonades. Let me tell you something. I have seen those lemonades, and I'm sure I've had it once or twice, but I actually went to the booth to focus on them. And they are from France. So you know me and my Francophile love and self. I wanted to just sit and relax and try them, and they're sparkling lemonades, mind you. And they are so good. The blood orange is my favorite. I really like the pink as well, but the sparkling grapefruit, they're all like sparkling lemonades. What I love about them is that they're refreshing and they could go great with a meal, but I also love that they could be great as a mixer for a cocktail. That blood orange would go great with a little Grand Marnier or maybe even some Cointreau. You could put it, I would use it also for a nice blood orange margarita. They are just some wonderful lemonades. You've probably had them, but if you haven't, don't sleep on them because they're so delish. Big fan. And now I'm going to move on to some meat. Now, most of you have heard of Niman Ranch. Niman Ranch has been around. They are known for quality meat. And people order them a lot during the holidays times, like for Christmas and Thanksgiving and, you know, celebrations. But they have things, of course, that you can have for every day, of course, when you're looking for quality meat. They did a collaboration with a Belgian beer, Fat Tire, and they came out with some meats with barbecue sauce. So they had a launch party and on the High Line, and I can't even tell you how good it was. As it was, I was already stuffed from a lunch that I'd gone to with a winemaker at the Gramercy Tavern. So I thought, oh, I'll go and I'll, you know, kind of sample, pick at it a little bit just to see what it tastes like. I sat there and I ate some ribs and beef and some sauerkraut. All I know is it's delicious. The ribs, I think, were my favorite. They are so good. I had it with a little bit of rosé and a little bit of Prosecco. Went great with both. But Niman Ranch, Fat Tire, they have made some barbecue sauces with the Fat Tire to go on the meat, and just quality stuff. I don't know how long it's going to be available. I don't know if it's a limited edition or if they're going to continue. But they're out. You can find them, and I highly recommend. I think my favorite was the beef and the ribs with the barbecue sauce. So delicious. I don't know. Niman Ranch is doing some really fun stuff. I didn't even know that they collaborated like that, but I think they do collaborations often. So if that's something you're looking for, I highly recommend it. They want to reach that audience that's into beer and meat, and they've done a top-notch job. So that's on the meat. And then I had my olive oil. I stopped by as many olive oils as I possibly could because, you know, I'm studying olive oil a bit, and there was some really fabulous olive oil there. And then there was the stuff that is sketchy, which I won't name on this I don't want to single anybody out, but I will say make sure you are checking the back of that olive oil label when you get it. If you get an olive oil and you see that the oil is from like 8 different countries, you may want to skip that olive oil. That means it's not really a quality product. They've just taken lots of stuff and thrown it together, and you don't want that. You want something that's quality. But I tried some olive oil from Spain that I absolutely adored, and it's the Claudium. Delicious, wonderful quality olive oil. It's won awards from around the world, and you can get it anywhere that you are. And they gave me a little bottle, which I'm so excited about, the extra virgin olive oil. It is absolutely amazing. Now, it's going to cost you a little bit more, but it's definitely worth it. A lot of chefs use this olive oil, a lot of restaurants. It's just really, you can taste the quality as soon as you put it in your mouth and as soon as you smell it. The smell alone is absolutely stunning. I loved going to the booths and smelling with people. That's just fun for me because you can really smell the quality. Treat your olive oil like you treat a wine. So, you don't want crappy wine, so you shouldn't want crappy olive oil. And if you pair a good wine with a dish made from quality olive oil, just imagine the quality and the level of your food game and how much better that's all going to taste and how the flavors will all go together. And once again, that's the Claudium. I think all of their olive oil was delicious. So you should be able to find it anywhere. I was told that you can, and know that it's from Spain. Spain really has some good olive oils. Just don't get your olive oil from California and Italy. Don't forget to try the other countries. There are other countries making some fabulous olive oil. But once again, be very careful. I know that the California Olive Oil Council is doing their best to make sure that all the olive oil coming out of California is top notch, and they are kicking ass and taking names and making sure that they call out everybody who's got crappy olive oil. So you may want to check them out as well. And then I got to go to a media lunch with the Food and Wines of Spain. They were there in the house, lots of Spain in the house. And they had a sommelier and a chef doing demonstrations. The lunch I went to was tapas paired with sherry. I love sherry. Sherry goes great with tapas. Don't sleep on sherry. There's some really great sherries out there that you should check out. And Spain is where it's at for the sherry and the tapas. Tapas are always a good time. And don't forget to check out that Spain food aisle. And that Spanish wine aisle, because Spain's wine is quality and very, very affordable, and they're very proud of their products, and they want you to try them and love them and have them. And of course, if you're looking for a gastronomy adventure, Spain is a great, affordable place to go. Everybody likes to focus on France and Italy. Now, I love my France. I'm not saying don't go to France. As a matter of fact, of course. But don't forget about Spain. Spain is wonderful, and the people are just so, so nice. Last but not least, at the wine lunch I was at, Galil Mountain Winery, they talked about a water essence that was being made with grapes from the winery. And I'm like, what? So immediately when I went back, I had to try it. And it's called O Vine. It is a water wine essence, and it is fabulous. It's very refreshing, but it's got like this, as it hits the palate, you can taste like a little hint of wine, even though it's non-alcoholic. So if you are into different types of water, I know people are, or you're not drinking, you're pregnant, you've decided you don't want to drink anymore, or you're just taking a break from alcohol, this wine essence is fabulous because it'll give you a little bit of that wine taste, but it's more refreshing and it's good for you. And it's a water essence. And there's several to choose from. I think there's like 6, but it's really, really good. I was very impressed with that. I think it's also just kind of cool that it comes from this fabulous winery in Israel. So those are some of the products that stood out for me. Of course, there were many more, but those were the ones I know you can get right now. There were things I tried that you can't get yet. You either have to be in a particular area. Like Chobani has an amazing food incubator with all these wonderful products, and things are expanding. Actually, there's a biscuit. Let me add this biscuit on here. There's a biscuit that should be coming your way that you're going to be able to find in the frozen food department, but they're starting in larger cities like New York. I believe he told me San Francisco, of course, DC. They are these biscuits that all you got to do is take them out of the freezer and you pop them in the oven. From a very well-known restaurant in DC called Mason Dixie. And people apparently started asking for their biscuits, and they decided to go ahead and put their biscuits out there. So if you are a biscuit fan, if you're not, I question you. I really do. I'm suspicious. Who's not a biscuit fan? Be on the lookout for this Mason-Dixie biscuits. They are so good and part of the Chobani incubator. Chobani does some really great work, and they've got some really fabulous people in their incubators, and hopefully some of them will find the distribution that they need to get out into the world. I'm sure if you wanted to know more about Chobani's incubator, I'm sure it's on their website. They just are a lovely company. So I hope some of this helps you with your culinary game. If there's a product you think I need to know about, because you know, I love cooking on the weekend. I don't have as much time during the week, but I love exploring food at home on my Saturdays and Sundays. It's my day to cook. It's my day to relax and pair things. So talk to me. Let me know what I'm missing. I would love to hear from you. Don't forget to sign up for my newsletter, Pompette. Stop by my site, awitchandtheworld.com. And thank you for being you. And until next time, peace, love, and cheers.